What if I feel like a bluebell? What if I failed in my attempt to compel you? Compel you. Don't be scared, just be prepared.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2. I am just going to give everybody a moment to see that I've gone live. So it might take a couple of seconds, but as you're joining, say hello and make sure you click the StreamYard link above so that I can see your lovely names. So if you make a comment, I can actually see who's making comments, because otherwise it just comes up as Facebook user. So let me know, where are you coming from and what is the time where you are? So I want to let you know that we're streaming into LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook today also. It's so wonderful to have you all here on the second day of our live event. As children, daydreaming was simple and our goals were limitless. However, we were told to pay attention. And look, our parents did the best they could with the awareness they had. And in our adulthood, we are learning to go back to that childlike faith, right? Anything we want is possible, even though reality may show different. So guys, welcome to day 2. Today, our focus is on identifying your C-type goal and figuring out how to bring it to fruition. First things first, I want to know who here is excited about your goal. Or maybe you even stretched yourself a little bit also. So give me thumbs up or yeses in the chat box. Great. I want to say congratulations also for being here, for you and your goals. And I can see a lot of you are more connected than you were before. So today is day 2. Yesterday, we worked on goal setting, and some of you are still in the process of setting and stretching your goals. If you need support, don't hesitate to reach out to your success advisor. They're very highly skilled at helping you identifying the right goal, the C-type goal, not the B-type goal. The biggest challenge that people have when it comes to goal setting is going for B-type goals, which are great, but they do not give you enough drive. So you're not going to do the uncomfortable. You're not going to get up in the morning and feel excited. So it's very important to have a C-type goal, not a B-type goal. And today, I am very excited about this session because we're going to learn how to get onto the radio station of your goal and pick up inspiring ideas. Hello, Ellie. Some of you may have heard of the word frequency. Anybody heard of that word? Give me yeses or thumbs up. Great. Okay, so frequency, just like a radio stations have frequency, our mind also has frequency. And I call it radio station, that our mind operates from. And it can operate from the place of present results, or it can operate from the place of our C-type goal. When our mind operates from the place of our C type goal, it's magnetic to ideas and how to fulfill that C type goal. So we want to do our best to get on to that frequency, get on to the radio station so that we are magnetic to ideas, people, opportunities at that level of our goal. Now, what happens in reality, and a lot of people out there are like, but I'm repeating my goal. And yes, when you're repeating your goal, you are on the frequency of your goal 3 to 5 times a day. That's the majority of the time. But what we do, unfortunately, and not knowingly, we are emotionalizing present results. And we're operating from the frequency or radio station of our present results. So, what we do see in our bank balance or sales sheets is Groundhog Day. Usually is repetition of the same pattern instead of going to that next level. And so there's an art to switch to the frequency of your goal and being there consistently so that you attract what you want with less effort, just by tuning your psychology to the level of your goal fulfilled and operating from that place consistently. I think this is actually what most business mentors lack. When you have someone who is good in strategies, they're good at teaching you strategy. If they don't know how to teach you how to operate on the frequency of your goal versus the frequency of you right now, here, what you're earning, even though they give you the best strategies, you may not execute them at the level of your goal. And so once you learn to switch your mind to the frequency of your goal, you're going to apply all these strategies that you learned, or you're going to become aware of even more simpler strategies at the level of your goal. It's just so profound to watch. And it's something that's not taught in any business course or by any business mentor, unless it's a business mindset manifestation mentor like me. I teach you a holistic approach, not just strategy. So, what we are going to learn today is the second step. The first step is to be operating on the frequency of your goal, to fuse with your goal, believing that you have it. And I know some of you, when you decide on your C type goal yesterday, you're saying within, I want it, but I don't believe it. Well, how do you believe it? Repetition with emotion. Just get emotionally involved with that goal regularly throughout the day. Maybe even creating a vision board for it. Just really repeat it with emotion and conviction until your mind starts believing it. That's how you convince your mind to believe that you have your goal, even though reality is completely different. There's one thing that I want to tell you. If you can imagine it, you can if you can imagine, you can desire something. If you imagine a nation can show you yourself earning 20 or 50K self per month, then it's your mind telling you that it's possible for you. How do I know that? When the Wright brothers received an idea in their mind, a desire to create an airplane, That idea and desire was basically the proof that it can be done. And everything in the universe that they needed to put the airplane together, the ideas, the resources, the plots, the plans, the laws of physics were already there. But they had to become aware of how to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So they had to change their mind. They had to change their habits. They had to change their strategies. So if you have a wild idea and your mind is like, oh, well, can I have it? Yes, you can have it. If you can dream it, you can have it. But there is a step by step process to aligning your mind, to having it, then becoming aware of how to do it. So, step two of living from the frequency or radio station of your goal is what we are going to align today. It's called identity. So, when, for example, Hans decides that he wants to earn $50,000 per month or 100,000 per month. And by the way, who here wants to become a millionaire? Give me yeses or thumbs up. Maybe you don't have that dream yet. And look, guys, if you don't have that dream yet, don't worry. I could not dream it when I started on my journey, when I met my first mentor, Bob Proctor. All I could dream about was I wanted to become a PGI consultant. I just wanted to love myself and have confidence to speak in front of others. And I wanted to travel. I wanted to change my surrounding, make friends that were on the same frequency. That was all I wanted. I had no clue. I had no clue, or I couldn't even dream that far. So, wherever you are perfect. And it's nearly step by step. Once you achieve one, then you open up to, oh, I can have more. I can actually go for more when I know how to achieve it. It's the same process. So, the identity is something that is frequently not taught in the market in terms of how to operate from the radio station of your goal. And it's a big one. It's a huge one. Because if you're repeating your goal, let's say 3 to 5 times per day, and that is the only time you're on the frequency of your goal. The rest of the day, you are emotionalizing present results. You're not going to become aware of how to make that happen. So it may feel like you're pushing and hustling towards that goal. Anybody feels this way? Give me yeses or thumbs up. Yes. It feels like a lot of effort. I'm working harder. I'm putting in a lot of effort, feeling like I'm hitting the wall. It's because your mind is not operating from the frequency of your goal. So you're not getting ideas from the frequency of your goal. Now, one of the tools to get there is start being your 100K self. Today, not tomorrow. Today, before the results show up. So, what do I mean by that? You want to learn to think on the level of your goal. how to think like Hans, who's earning 100K per month, how to feel like him all day long, how to behave in your business like him all day long, how to make decisions like Hans, how to even show up like him today. And here's the thing, it's not so comfortable because we've operated as someone who's earning what we are earning. And we want to operate as someone who's already earning what we want to earn today. That doesn't mean that if your goal is to earn 100,000, you're going to go out and spend 100,000 per month. That is not how it is. But I will teach you today how to start to becoming your future self. Basically, how to become in psychology and in your action every day, in your decisions, how to become that 20 or 50 or 100K self. Who is excited? I am excited. Great. We want to grow and we want to have time to enjoy life. Okay, so before I get into the topic, I just want to congratulate everyone who did the homework. And we have a giveaway winner. And I hope I say his name right. Siad Hamshed. Siad Hamshed. He won Magic in Your Mind with Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey. Claps for him. Okay, and there's many more things to win. So if you guys just keep showing up every day, doing your homework, you can win something every day. If you are here live, I just want you to hashtag live and your full name next to it in the chat box. So hashtag live and your full name. Hello, Jasmine. So good to see you. And if you're watching the replay on Facebook, still hashtag replay. We love you. And we want to celebrate you for being here. And we want to know that you're watching and doing the work. If you're applying it 100%, you may be, by the end of this week, receive clients or sales or business partners that you wouldn't get otherwise. You might also open up your heart and start dreaming again. You might dare to set that goal that you've been thinking about. You might get things done that you wouldn't get done otherwise. You might get ideas how to make money that you wouldn't get otherwise. But in order to do that, you want to participate fully. How do we participate fully? So if you are new, I just want you to catch up with lesson 1. So we go in sequence. You definitely want to catch up and review lesson 1 if you can. You want to be here live if you can every day. And if not, then watch the replay on the same day. Do quickly the homework. It will take you about 10 to 15 minutes in order for you to apply everything that you're learning on the same day. And we have prizes every day for participating fully, for doing the homework. So you also want to connect with your success advisor. Your success advisor is brilliant. Number 1 skill they have that a lot of people don't have. They know how to connect with your C-type goal. And this is so important. The difference between a B and a C-type goal is humongous. And the second one drives you to take action. that are sometimes uncomfortable. The first one, the first obstacle, and you're going to not pass it. So, your success advisor is here to help you identify your C type goal. They're here to hold you accountable when you're taking actions that you're uncomfortable with. They cheer you on, they support you, and they're here to help you also find information. So if you don't have a success advisor yet, or you're looking for them, make sure that you check your messenger inbox, just the other one, because sometimes you're not friends on Facebook. And if you're not on Facebook, they send you a message on LinkedIn or an email. So just check your messages. Last but not least, we have a workbook. And if you don't have a workbook, ask your success advisor or just write workbook in the comments. And if you're looking for the replay, we have a Facebook group where we do the homework and where we keep all the replays. So in the Facebook group, under guides, you can find all the replays, and they will be available until Sunday night. Last but not least, if you have any questions for me, if you want me to teach more about what I just talked about, or you want me to help you with your goal or challenges that you're facing towards your goal, just write questions here in the chat box. We will collect them all for Friday. Friday is going to be implementation day. So let's get started. Are you ready to get on to the frequency or radio station of your goal? Yes, or thumbs up in the comments. Great. Okay, so first things first, before we get into identity, there is a very important principle to teach: confidence. So I didn't go for my first mentor, Bob Proctor, because I wanted to get wealthy. I wanted to get confidence. And I deeply believe that confidence is the foundation for your success. And I want to touch upon it first, because if you identify that you would benefit from changing your confidence, that change alone will propel you towards your goal like a rocket. So you already know from session 1 that I was suffering from phobia of public speaking and reading for 20 years before I met Mr. Bob Proctor. So when I was 8 years old, I knew that I was going to be something big in this world. I could feel it. I could feel that I was going to be a star. I was going to sing, I was going to act, and I was going to be on TV. I was watching Madonna, Tina Turner, Oprah Winfrey, and also listening to my favorite group, Guns N' Roses. I looked at the energy that they were sharing on stage, and I wanted to create that for my public. I knew that this is where I belong, and I was preparing myself for the big breakthrough. I was living in my imagination. You love that, Jasmine? So I was living in my imagination, creating and being happy, and I was limitless. So at the age of 8, I was told to go to an office close to my elementary school. I did not know why, but I went that day. And that day, I was diagnosed with dyslexia. I recall the moment when I was told I had dyslexia. The man who diagnosed me said, "You have dyslexia. That's what's wrong with you." I recall being in his office feeling like I lost myself. He never comforted me. He never explained what dyslexia means. He could have said, hey, Ingrid, people have dyslexia and go on to lead successful lives. Look at Richard Branson and look at Steve Jobs from Apple or famous people in the music industry. But instead, there was no empathy in his tone. And the words he used felt like a burden. I made a pact with myself that day to keep my dyslexia hidden from the world. From that moment on, there and then, I became silent. I lost my voice, my dream, my belief in me. I did not understand what was so wrong with me. I started to play small also as a result of this. I felt there's a curse that's been put on me. And the decision was already made. There it stood on paper. It was like it was the secret who was out, and they told everyone. Growing up, that feeling, it hunted me. And that was the belief also that I took with me. And then from the age of 12, I started feeling so scared of speaking and reading. I was petrified. It was like my wings were cut off. And I started feeling like there is something uncontrollable happening to me that I don't understand. And if you wanted to place me in front of a few people and you would ask me to read a paragraph of text in junior high or high school, I would be shaking. I would be stuttering, sweating, and just not being able to control myself. So I stopped dreaming at the age of 8. And that really crippled me, not just in my school years, but also then in my jobs. When someone asked me to present, oh my God, that was horrendous experience. And I would do anything to avoid it. But here's the thing. Deep down, I wanted to find a solution. I always had this quality within me of a problem solver. Anybody can relate to that? Great. I'm sure there's a lot of problem solvers here. I had this idea somewhere within me. There must be a solution. And I looked around at other people and they didn't have that problem. I remember one of my bosses, and my God, I really love him. He helped me so much. But he said, Ingjerd, just pretend that they're all naked and speak slowly. That was a really good idea, but I didn't get it. I talked to psychologists, healers, psychic people, because I wanted them to fix me. And I was also a YouTube junkie and reading all kinds of self-help books, like The Power of Now. So nice. It felt so good for a moment, but I didn't get it. I was also listening to Esther and Jerry Hicks in my early 20s. Very nice, but I did not get it. I loved listening, but I did not know how to fix myself. I was very persistent in getting solution, and I signed up for a coaching program with no accountability. I paid like $1,000. I thought, wow, that was cheap. That will help me. The coaching program and all the healers, they gave me awareness, aha moments. But my fear was persisting. My fear was still there. And it was still crippling me. It was only when I started working with Bob Proctor's material, thinking into results in 2020, 3 months within, I got rid of that fear completely. From the point of literally shaking and sweating and stuttering in front of people to being completely free, connecting heart to heart with people. The fear was replaced with not only joy of being in front of people and making a difference, but that feeling of, oh my God, I just overcame the biggest obstacle of my life. I felt like a superhero or a rock star, I should say. And I was like, damn, I want to help more people. I want to help more people discover their purpose. And I will give my life for this. I will do exactly what Bob Proctor is doing. I want to help people feel invincible and overcome their biggest obstacle and achieving their business goal or their biggest goal or connecting to who they truly are. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I will do exactly what Bob Proctor is doing. That's my purpose. Because the confidence, the transformation was the source of letting go of that fear. It was deep rooted, and it took me 3 months only, which was really weird, amazingly weird. So now I'm able to help somebody in 1 month, even if you've gone to the psychologist for 20 years and suffered from confidence challenges, you can turn it around in 3 to 4 weeks. Oh my God, isn't that brilliant? I'm so enthusiastic when I discover a tool that is effective. I can I can't help but share it with others because I believe there is no reason for anyone to suffer. So you don't need to be in psychology treatment for 20 years. It can be transformed within just 3 to 4 weeks. It's brilliant. Yes, Facebook user. It sounds wonderful. It is. So, what is actually confidence? Confidence is what you deeply believe. So, yesterday we spoke about money, beliefs, remember. So, what we deeply believe about money makes us attract money or it makes our mind repel money. Now, what we deeply believe about ourselves is making us go for what we want, or it stops us from going for what we want. So, confidence is really what you believe to be true about you in 3 areas: who you are, what you're capable of, and how much you are worth. That's confidence, okay? It's your belief about you, how you see yourself, who you are, what you're capable of, and how much you are worth. How does it develop? So let's say, Jennifer, you grow up in a family environment with teachers that praises you. It's like, Jennifer, you're great. They approve of your decisions. They cheer you on. And you grow up very strong and confident. You don't worry what people think of you. You possess a confident, a self-assured demeanor, not an egotistical one. And you tackle life with strength. You have great relationships, you have great success, you just love life. Growing up, many of us may have experienced criticism or high expectation from someone in our childhood, whether it be family members or someone else in our school environment. Like, Dawn, why did you get a C and not a A? Look at your cousin. Why don't you study better? Constantly comparing you. And why are you not doing better? Look at your sister. She's thin and she gets A's in all subjects. A lot of people have that. I had a sister who didn't have many friends. And as a result, my parents would prioritize giving her attention and letting her travel and drink, and not asking if I had friends at school. This resulted in me suppressing my own needs. So basically, when you're being criticized or you're being highly demanded upon regularly or not seen as a child. Remember, I said yesterday that the subconscious mind exists until you reach the age of 7. So all that information around you just got in there. And at that time, the subconscious mind cannot reject information, it has to accept everything. So when something is repeated constantly, it gets stuck into your subconscious mind, which controls 95% of your results, and it creates an inner critic. So, what is an inner critic? It's that inner voice that tells you when you're about to get on a sales call or go on a date or have fun. What if I fail? What if they reject me? Or when you're about to go online, oh my God, what if people don't like what I'm saying? What if I'm not prepared? Or it's that voice that whips you when you make a mistake or you don't achieve your target. Oh my God, I'm not good enough. Anybody can relate to that voice? Give me yeses or thumbs up. Great. That's your inner critic. And that was created in two different ways. Number one, your upbringing. And again, it wasn't created by you, your mind created it on the basis of repetition of information, just like it created beliefs about money. Another place where your inner critic could have been created is you experienced a high emotional impact. That could be death in a family, loss of a loved ones, a serious illness, a breakup, a divorce, a miscarriage, or a loss of a child, the end of a long-term relationship. So let's say, Monica, you grow up in a great family environment, lots of love and lots of praise and lots of acknowledgement. And then something in your adult life happens that is highly emotional. Maybe you go through a bad divorce or a breakup. Maybe your business crashes. Maybe you lose your health. Maybe you experience a miscarriage like me. Sometimes, when a woman has children, she may experience depression and change in her physical state. So, whenever you are hit with that high emotional impacts, someone that you love passes away. That's huge. What happens in the moment from being confident achiever, you go into someone that is barely making it, and your results show it. Why? Because you're losing your belief in yourself. It's not like your entire confidence changes, but your belief in you is shattered in that moment of high emotional impact. Most people start having worse results after their income, in their business, sometimes in their love life, in their health, in their fitness. Who can relate to this? Give me hearts in the chat box. It's okay. This is so common. And I always feel a huge compassion for people who suddenly see their results deteriorate because they don't even know what the hell has happened most of the time. So a lot of people would go into therapy, into psychologists for years and years, and they cannot shift it. I was talking to so many psychologists over the years because my emotional impact was experiencing a miscarriage. I did not understand at that time what happened to me. And going to the hospital, I was met with the same cold experience as in the office when they told me I had dyslexia. And I remember the words that the woman told me. Yes, you have a miscarriage. You can try again. Nothing we can do. Next. I completely died that day. And thank God my sister was with me because I was gone. Do you connect the dots? And you know what? In 3 weeks, guys, you can shift it when you know what to do because all that changed was your belief in you. And when you have a step-by-step process how to transform it, you can shift it back to where you were. And you can even get better. That's the cool thing. You can even get better. I've assisted so many clients in overcoming not just childhood confidence issues, but also those who have experienced high emotional impact. Knowing how to change this, guys, is pure gold. It's pure gold. And it saves you a lot of time and a lot of money. Now, here's something very important that you want to know. You can never outperform your confidence, how confident you are. What you believe to be true about yourself in your results, you cannot outperform this in your income or in your sales. So, what am I trying to say to you? Let's say you have this constant worry about what people think of you. You're not going to be fully unleashed online. You're not going to go live and share your heart about your products, about your services, or getting on sales calls or prospecting, following up. You're going to hide, right? And that's a confidence limitation, nothing else. So once you shift that, you will become an explosion of value and you will attract new clients if that is your goal, my friend. So I would like to read out some of the symptoms that you may indicate that your confidence was impacted during childhood or a high emotional impact event. And it's on the page 5 for you guys who have the workbook. workbook, they will kind of give you an idea if you would benefit from shifting your confidence. So I have these questions in session 2 in our workbook, and just type in the chat box if you can resonate with any of these symptoms. So let's go for the first point. Do you ever compare yourself with others? So maybe you have that inner voice saying, well, she can do it or he can do it. I don't know as much as them. I'm not good enough. Number 2, do you ever worry what other people think of you? So maybe you're not going to reach out to some prospects, or you're not going to go live. You're not going to launch a new strategy because you are worried that you're going to be rejected or criticized. Number 3, do you ever procrastinate? To do sales calls, follow-ups, or going live, or creating online content because you're afraid of making mistakes or rejection. If you can relate, give me a relate in the chat box. I used to struggle with that one. Number 4, do you ever second guess your decisions? So you know what's right for you, but you don't really trust. So you go and you ask someone else. Usually we go and ask our loved ones who has not achieved our goals. So even though they love us, they don't know the answer. And you go and you ask others, and you overstep your decisions. Okay, next one, 5. Are you being hard on yourself? So let's say you didn't achieve your targets. Do you have that inner critic who's whipping you and say, there is something wrong with me, I'm not good enough? I see that one in so many people who are successful also. And they don't even know that that inner critic is holding them back. So we need to reverse that so we can get the results we know we can get. All right. Number 6, are you a perfectionist? Usually it's like, I need to be ready to be ready. I'm not going to launch this webinar. I'm going to wait starting that book. I don't have all the programs or the people I need, so I can't. I'm not going to do that live because I still need to study, right? I'm not going to do these sales calls because I am not prepared. Actually, perfectionism is not such a bad trait because you're always going to do a good job. It's only a challenging trait when you're spending too much time perfecting things. And one of my mentors said, it's better to be done than to be perfect. So what I do, I give myself deadlines to deal with my perfectionism, and I just accept it's perfect by that time. That's it, no more, okay? So if you resonate with any of this, I just want to give you a quick tool that you can use. Now, when I'm helping clients to shift their confidence completely, we work through a 3-week process. But today, I just want to help you with one tool that I know will change things for you around confidence. If you relate to any of these questions, and I saw a lot of relate in the chat box. So this tool is called Compliments in the Mirror. Very fancy. Basically, you compliment yourself in the mirror. So, how do you do this? So, you stand in front of the mirror and you speak 10 things that you love about yourself or you are good at, and why you love this about yourself. It's actually helping you feel more. So, how you change your subconscious mind is by pictures and feeling, and mostly feeling. If we don't feel our affirmation, we don't change the mind. So, how do we do this? Well, we stand in front of the mirror, and I tell you, the first time I did this, I had difficulties finding my strengths. My mind was so locked on I'm not good enough because I can't read in front of people that I could not find the strength about myself. I was just so locked on that weakness. And so I started with praising my body parts. And I know it's weird, but it helped me find some strength. So I started saying things like, I love my eyes because they make me see the world and read. So that makes me feel more. I love my ears because they help me hear the sound of music. I love my arms because they help me hug my loved ones. I love my belly, even though sometimes it may be a bit bigger than I want it to be. If you don't love what you have, you're not going to shape it. It's going to resist you for life. Then I maybe go into my traits, my strengths. I love my persistence because when I set my mind on something, like the solution of public speaking, I will not stop until I get it right. I love my ability to listen because it makes me a great coach. I love my ability to connect with my intuition because it makes me feel very creative and spot on when I'm helping people. I love my kind heart, and so on and so on. You can love your organization skills. You can love your ability to prioritize, your ability to entertain people, whatever it is. Now, the idea is that you repeat 10 compliments, what you love about yourself, and it only takes 5 minutes a day. But you want to do it with feeling, even if it feels awkward to start with. Just do it with feeling 5 minutes a day. Do it for 30 days, and you're going to see a shift of how you feel about yourself. You're going to start overriding that inner critic. And when you start feeling differently, my friends, about yourself, you're going to take different actions. You're going to see yourself more unleashed in your business, in your life, in your mental health. If you have no idea what your strengths are or what you're good at, here is a little tool that you can use, which is a real confident booster. Find 5 people in your life that you respect and they respect you. So do not go to a cousin that will slag you. No. You go and you find people that respect you and value you and love you. And you can, for example, go to your spouse or husband and you can just say, honey bunny, can you tell me what I'm good at? What are my strengths? And just do that interview with a few people. You're going to know the good things about you that maybe you didn't pay attention to. And you can use that in your compliments in the mirror because that will help you actually start noticing it and believing this about you. It's a brilliant exercise. Now, it's brilliant and life changing exercise only when you do it. Only when you do it. So, who here is going to do it for the next 30 days, every day? Who's going to do it? Give me yeses or thumbs up in the chat. I love it. I love it. Beautiful. Look, when you give your word to someone that you respect, you are 10 times more likely to do it. When you just give your word to yourself, we know how the mind works. It doesn't want you to do what you want to do. It wants you to stay comfortable. So give yourself your word. That's why we provide a lot of accountability here in this workshop. I tell you guys, if you do this exercise with feelings, even when your mind resists for 30 days, you're going to change how you feel about yourself. And that inner critic is no longer going to control you as much. Remember, you did not choose that for yourself, it came to you by accident. And you can take back control, my friend. Doesn't matter what happened to you in the past, the only place where it stays is in your beliefs. When you change the beliefs, you are in control of your life. Okay, let's get into identity. So, in order for me to tap into the radio station of my goal, I want to be living from that psychological play of my goal, even though it hasn't happened for me psychologically. I want to be operating from there. I want to believe that I have my goal, and I also want to think, feel, behave like someone who has that goal today, apart from spending all the money at that level, right? Because that would put me in a lot of debt. So we don't do that. How do we do this? There is two ways to designing your identity. And I will walk you through this practically so that you can do it for yourself. Number one, you use your imagination. So let's say Jasmine decides that she's currently earning $15,000 per month and she wants to earn 50. So you basically ask yourself, how would my 50K version of me be thinking differently, feeling differently, operating in my business differently, showing up every day? How would I be dressing? How would I be with my friends and family? How is she treating people? How would Jasmine be different? And you use your imagination and you tap into that. Another option to use is observation. So observe other people in your industry or similar industry who have your goal already, or maybe even past it, and then observe how they think differently about themselves, about, for example, selling, about money, about people, about health, about life. What are their daily habits that are different to yours? How do they present themselves to the public differently than you do? All that jazz. So, this is another way of tapping into your identity qualities. And when you use the second option, the idea is that you only look for things that you think you will be when you are at that level. So, a quick example, I love Marc Jacobs handbags, and my wardrobe is quality over quantity. I enjoy shopping. And for me, being able to buy things for myself is victory over the past, where I grew up thinking that I shouldn't want much. So I like doing that. But if you don't like doing that, this is not yours. So you only look at what other people in your industry are doing or thinking that resonates with you. And that's what you take. So, what are the things that you're looking into? And I will give you a rundown of what I look into when I changed my identity. I change my identity every time I go to the next level because I got to become the person who earns this. And then my goal is a natural expression of who I am becoming. So I ask myself questions like, how does she think differently? How does she think differently about herself when it comes to elements of her goal? So, for instance, how does she think differently about herself as a salesperson? How does she think differently about herself around prospecting, following up, showing up online? How does she think differently about investing money or spending money? How does she think differently about what other people think of her? Does it stop her or does it not stop her? Does she speak with conviction? Does she give value so that people will benefit? So, how does she show up differently? Is she a good listener and asking thought provoking questions, knowing confidently that she will enroll you if you are the right fit? It's a different radio station. How does she dress differently? Maybe she uses different makeup. How does every item of clothing feel on her body? How is her hair? Does she take care of herself? When you change the external image, you think differently in your own skin. What habit does she have that I don't have? How does she hire, delegate, outsource different than me? How does she lead others differently than me? All I want you to do is write what resonates with you, okay? So only note down what you think you will be that is similar to where I just said when you are at your goal level. So here's what you do with it after. You want to identify these qualities. And I'm going to make it easy for you. Only three qualities, the most empowering qualities. So you take three qualities from the new identity that will match your goal and turn them into I am sentences. So you can take three qualities from the new identity that will match your goal and you turn them into I am sentences. So, for example, I am confident charging high rates on sales calls. I reached out to 10 new people per day. I know there's a lot of network marketer and coaches here. So this is for you. Then if you want, you can put it on a sticky note on your laptop so that you see it every day. And then I want you to be that all day long. All day long. Just step into these three qualities immediately. Not a week from now, immediately, as best as you can. It may feel a bit uncomfortable at start, but I promise you, as you keep doing it, You will be doing it naturally. And then you can take three more qualities. But first, take three of the most important qualities that speaks to you and embody them right away. Every time you take on these new qualities of your identity and you become them, you're getting onto the frequency of your goal. You're becoming magnetic to ideas that your 100K self or 20K self would only get when you are at that frequency. And so I want you today to do something different that you don't normally do. I want you to put on red lipstick if you have any, or if you have any other vivid colors. Or if you're a man, I want you to put on a funky hat or a tie, and I want you to pretend to be that new self that already makes the money that you want. Then, in that energy, I want you to take a selfie, and in that selfie, I want you to see if it's 50K self, 100K self. I want you to see that person. Strike a pose and have fun with it. This is where we get to goof out in front of camera. So then what you do, you post a selfie under the homework post and you share the three qualities that you're taking on, right? The three qualities of your new identity. I am this or I do that. You tag your success advisor so that they know you're doing your homework and you become that immediately. You don't delay. You don't delay. You become that immediately. The giveaway for doing the homework, one of you will win Magic in Your Mind with Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey. So do your homework. Who here received value? Give me value in the chat box. And I also want to tell you there is still time to invite some participants. Brilliant. If you have people in your life, friends, family, colleagues that you feel would benefit from this type of workshop, maybe they want to go to the next level of income, success, or fulfillment in life, and they're just working so hard to get there, then we would love to invite you to invite them. And we have a special giveaway for those of you who invite 3 individuals and tag them in a special post. And tomorrow, guys, we are learning to bust through your fears. We are learning to do the uncomfortable within your business, even though you're uncomfortable. You're going to eliminate that discomfort, and we're going to help you to do the things that makes a difference, that moves you towards your C-type goal. So enjoy today, enjoy creating and stepping into your identity, into your true self. And I can't wait to see your photos. So much fun. So guys, thank you so much for today. I will see you tomorrow, same time, and I'm looking forward to seeing your homework. Thank you so much, and I see you tomorrow, same time. Love you. Bye.